Let's bring into Tokumbo. Tokumbo.
National Assembly doesn't want to go to jail. That's why it's not in the National Assembly.
National Assembly Commission is supposed to be the one, based on what the Honorable just said, that will go and build the constituency office,
pay the workers,
and all of that. The legislator is not even
supposed to earn his remuneration according to
Section
70. Define what the legislature will earn.
Ought to be.
But that's not what it is. Is that what it is?
You would note that my first intro was that we need to make, where we have political vacancies all about, the only vacancy we have is politics. Everybody's struggling to go there. Because the man that was staying in maybe 2-bedroom flat before, all of a sudden has built houses everywhere. 35 million or so per quarter. It's loads of money, man, in this economy. So if I just, and you know the irony, which Nigerians are just, it's painful. Once they come down, they buy the grinding machine.
Yes.
They say they do borehole. They now buy
sewing machine.
Sewing machine.
Yes.
Everything less than 5 million.
Yes, that's it.
Poor people like me, you've won our souls.
And you return them again.
And they return.
No, but hold on. He also said something about they elected you free before, but they won't do it free again.
No.
So don't you think
that's why you
those
cannot
people
go for election?
Pardon me?
Don't you think those politicians need to make back the money they used to get?
Well, but that's why the people ask that you have earned this. Let's share the
Let's share. Okay, but let's leave that for a moment. Okay. Let's look at those who whose names we have heard. For instance, for Senate President, we have heard about former Governor George Akume.
Yes.
Then Bukola Saraki, and then Ahmed Lawan. Now, what are your thoughts about those? You were talking about what is their pedigree. Now, can you just briefly analyze the pedigree of each of them, and then tell us, in your opinion, which of them you think deserves to be Senate President?
That is tough one.
Very subjective.
That is a very tough one. I look at it this way. I will look at it. Akume, to me, is level-headed. Former governor of Benue State, George Akume, level-headed. Is somebody whose personality, to me, is a bit elderly, and it's not somebody who is given to material stuffs. It's not a grabber, kind of, if I may use the word, from the little I know of him. You know, he is not a controversial figure, unlike the other ones. It's not controversial, and again, it strikes a good balance in the ethnic divide of this country. If he's talking of the North Central, you're talking of core North Central. I mean, Benue State will qualify as one. Then talking about Lawan, I haven't heard anything about him. I haven't seen him take definitive positions on national issues. I can say of Akume, I think it was 1999 governor. Then coming to the Saraki, it is a bit controversial, and the president, I will be careful, because speaking for myself now on here, I think he still has his ambition. You know, he became the chairman of Governors Forum, not devoid of controversies. The management of Governors Forum, not really devoid of controversies. And he actually contested presidency with, I think, with Yaradua at the primaries. He's always wanted to run for the office of presidency. And if he becomes a very powerful figure, number 3, a potentially sensitive challenge to the president, because he's not done with his ambition. He's still a young man. He still wants it. He still wants to be president someday. And one needs to be careful of that. If I'm speaking for myself now, I don't. Then people still bring up the issue of the court case still there. So people still talk about the Secretary General ban. It carries a lot of baggage. A lot of
yes,
baggage.
but also remember that Kwara State has never produced a leader either at the Senate or the House of Representatives?
No, the father was the Senate leader.
The majority leader.
The
leader.
The senior Saraki.
Senate majority
leader.
He was not Senate president.
No, you see, presidency of Senate. You see, that Senate president should really not. I think, just as Tokunbo rightly mentioned, we should remove all the attractions of this.
That is it.
So that whoever is going there knows that
it's going for service.
It's going to work.
I want to go and work. You should take away all these bloated, all the ministers and parastatals. They need to sit down and they need to tell you once they go to budget hearing with 20 billion, 20 billion becomes 25. Because something has to be packaged for the committee or the panel or of the Senate or House of Reps.
You're not in a position to say that.
I mean,
we're better to hear from him. I think he's talking from the experience.
It's quite fine. It's quite forthcoming.
No, he's talking from the experience.
Yes. It says, to me, I'm glad he's not agreeable to the rot happening there, and he has not come on here to deny it. He's been there. He's saying there's a problem in the country.
Of course,
and Nigerians will listen to him perhaps more because he's talking from a position of knowledge.
And we do owe him a depth of gratitude for being so honest.
But I disagree with something to an extent in terms of paying your way through to get elected. I think Nigerians are doing away with politics of bribery of money.
Infrastructure.
Because
infrastructure.
Infrastructure. I know of a particular person. I'm not going to mention him. He was former number 4 in one local government federal constituency. He had the cash, spent the cash, because before they called off the election the first day, he realized he was losing, brought more money, spent, he still lost. And the vote was about a few thousand. And you asked, even if he had paid 200,000 naira per vote, he ought to get more than the votes he got. He spent money, people still
did not vote for him.
Did not vote for him. And happened even the Buhari,
those are exemptions.
So I agree with you. So Nigerians are becoming politically sensitive to the extent that they want to judge you by who you are. Buhari got elected on 2 plans. 1, fight corruption and bring an end to impunity. So if he's not able to do that, that means he gets his presidency in a fraudulent way. Nigerians are going to ask us. So he must do those things. Fight corruption and change the perception. It's a journey. It's not a destination. Others can continue. So that's my view. That's where I look at it. But then I'm not speaking for anybody. I want a Senate president who is strong on power, who is very strong on corruption, who is very strong, forthcoming on education.
And it could either be a man or a woman.
A man or a woman. First term, second term, I don't care.
A person.
Yeah.
Just
who will be firm,
who
will be
decisive,
who can coordinate.
Okay, we've got to go now. So I just yeah, exactly. What a pity. I'd like your last word on this, please.
What a pity.
Your last word.
Well, my last word is those who are going to man the mantle of leadership at the national level, particularly the Senate and the House of Representatives, must be men and women of integrity. They must discharge their duty without fear or favor. Section 88 and 128 in case of the Houses of Assembly must be carried out to the letter. They should keep away from soiling their hand with the executive. They cannot be impeaching Mr. A on the basis of defection and leave Mr. B.
Okay.
They must be that legislator, man or woman, who the public look up to. Because once in the trinity of the separation, once the legislative arm gets it right, all other arm will follow, because they are the one who oversight everything, practically everything. Okay. Because Section 50C of the Constitution empowers them to do so.
Okay.
So we believe that once we get it right at the level of the National Assembly, all other things will follow.
Tokunbo.
I just have to say, the masquerade dance has a time it comes to an end. It's not forever. So whoever is going on there, there's a time limit. You're there, 4 years' time, we are waiting.
Okay.
Well,
I want to say, I'm not really advocating for leadership that is based on being corruption and disposition on corruption alone. I want a knowledge-based leadership, somebody who really knows the challenges of the nation and is ready to collaborate with the president on those issues I've mentioned. Somebody who's not really given to material stuff. I mean, somebody who's really about leadership, because the president is not materialistic. The vice president is not somebody given to grabbing things. I mean, we know him.
Yes.
Former colleague, like we know him. We have a lot of respect for him, and this is beyond political parties. We need the Senate president who will follow the line, who's really of the same disposition. We need Speaker of the House of Reps who is also strong on issues, who will not be carried by the.
Let me give them.
It will not be like this.
Let me give them one proverb.
Thank you.
You see, they said, no matter, it was a matter of time, the stammerer will pronounce his father's name. It's a matter of time for the APC.
Thank you very much. Mr. Solomon Edoja, former member of the House of Representatives, and two legal practitioners, Dr. Yemi Oke of University of Lagos and Mr. Tokunbo Odutola. Thank you all very much, gentlemen, for coming.
Thank you. Thank you.
Sunrise will return in just a moment with yet another interesting conversation.